Welcome to our final week for the Barefoot Back to Basics series. Today I'm going to start with the bare essential exercises that we need to do to strengthen those feet. These exercises that we need to continue to do on a regular basis to continue to build the strength and the stability from through the foot, and in turn working through the rest of the body. So we're going to start today, please, again with those balls, and hopefully we're now into that standing position. You should have hopefully also increased the tension through and are now using that lacrosse handle massage ball. And if we're not, we're just going to continue these exercises to do. So the first one we do is the foot down and the ball is under the base of your heel, and we're just going to roll the heel through. We're always going to be mindful of your postural position. So always through that head, shoulders, hips, knees, and the feet directly underneath. Bottom tucks under just slightly, and there is always a little bit of a relax through your supporting leg. Using your chairs, if we're still needing it, with that balance, it does take a while for it to improve through the foot and create a good solid base for us. So I'm going to now bring that ball into the base of my arch, tucking through my core, pressure down onto your ball. So again, really focus on the breathing. So as we control and focus the breathing, the muscles will relax, and it allows those joints and bones to also loosen up. So we're just going to hold it here for around 30 seconds, and then we're going to move the ball to the middle of your arch, and again, pressure straight down, please. So we're being mindful of how much pressure we do put onto that ball. We're wanting a nice pressure through. We're wanting to feel it, but we're not wanting to cause any pain or have the funny faces through. Take your deep breath, please. And now we're going to roll to the top of the arch and put your pressure straight down again. Again, just bring that focus through your core. Head staying up and finding a focus point to help with that balance. Going to get you to roll the ball forwards and backwards. Now ideally, your foot rolling using the ball on a daily basis. I find it quite nice to do in the morning to start the day, and it's definitely lovely to do at the end of the day to release the tension through the feet and through the body. But it's finding where it may fit into your time. So if we can try and do it at least once a day, you're going to get a lot of benefit from it. Please put your heel down onto the floor, and we just roll side to side now through the foot with the ball. With your side to side movement, we're going to roll it through the arch all the way down. So again, just paying attention to your body where you may have some tension through that foot. Always come back if you're needing to. I'm just going to now bring that ball back and take it forwards and backwards. Whoops, forwards and backwards again. So again, perfect example of why we have a chair handy, just in case we need it. And we're just going to release that ball, please. Holding onto a chair now as we bring the foot up and circle through your ankle. Circle back in the opposite direction. Okay, so take a deep breath. Just be mindful and careful where your ball is, and we're going to bring yourselves down to start on the other foot. So we start by rolling the heel. So the ball of the foot is on the ground. So just roll through the heel slightly. Just going to now bring that ball, please, to the base of the arch. and put the direct pressure straight down. So again, let's bring the focus into keeping core tight. So hip bone, pull that through nice and tight. Find a focus point and then come into breathing. So nice and slow and controlled. Come to the middle of the arch, please, and we're now going to put that pressure straight down. We take a deep breath in again, please. Come to the top of the arch and put that direct pressure straight down again. Okay, so take our deep breath in, please, and roll it forwards and backwards. And we're now going to please bring the heel down and roll the ball side to side. First up under the toes and progressively moving it down through your arch. And back up to the under toes. And then we're going to now come into forward and backward roll, please. So just getting you to tuck through the core, grabbing hold of the chair, please. Release the foot off the ball and circle through your ankle. Circle back in the opposite direction. And we're going to, again, careful where that ball is, please. Just bring yourselves feet down. I will get you to bring your ball up, and we're just going to come into a march, please. So take a deep breath, please, and let's just pop those balls to the side. Back into the little march, and we'll just now bring it into a side-to-side step, please. So rolling your feet is an essential daily exercise. The next exercise that is essential to keep these feet moving and to continue to build your balance is to do our toe manipulation. So bringing a little march through, we're going to do our box steps and then we'll come down onto the chairs or onto the floor to work through your toes. But tight through, please take out a left, right, box step. A little bit of a march through, please. We'll take your left, right step. So left, right, left, right. And we march back through, please. Let's just stabilize through the feet. And let's just have a quick look down to see how well those feet are tracking. Are we shoulders, hips, knees, and the feet directly under? Are the toes now and feet pointing forwards, or do we have one slightly out or both slightly out? So let's be mindful of this position always. And let's just bring now our side to side swing through the hip. So tucking your core in, bottom is tucked under as well to keep our nice postural alignment through. And circle through the hips. circle back in the opposite direction. And side to side. We're now going to come down to work through your toes, please. So coming onto a chair if you're needing to, if we're okay and comfortable on the floor, come down and I'll see you very shortly on the floor. Okay, so we're down on the floor or on your chair. Cushions are available if you're needing them, and we're going to start with that big toe. So if you want to pop the leg out in front to bring the toe up, I like to tuck mine under, so just get yourselves into a nice comfortable position. We're going to hold the base of the big toe in that knuckle and start with our circle through. So this is number 2. So rolling through the feet, improving your circulation, loosening up your feet. Hugely important for your balance and stability. Number 2 in how you're moving is how well your big toe works. So getting some movement through the big toe is really important. So if we can put these exercises into your day and or into your week, at least 3-4 times a week, you're going to notice a difference with how you walk, how you move. Circle back in the opposite direction, please. So I've had quite a few ladies who I've been working with who have had rigidus through the toe. In working through, she does it quite often now. It's just part of her daily routine, and the way she's walking is so much better than when we first started. So it takes time, but it does move the toes, it does loosen up, and you will get results if you do them regularly. We're going to, again, keep hold of that knuckle through, please, and we're just pulling the big toe up and down. So it's just a very small release, and down, and down. So one of the biggest problems that we can have in working with older people in trying to get this movement through the toe is the lack of hip mobility as well. So it's worth doing, and it can be hard finding the positions to get into to work the big toe. But when you do find a way, whether it be that you're sitting on the couch and you have your feet up on the couch with you, find a way to do it, to be able to bring it in, and you'll definitely notice the benefits. We're now going to just release that one down and take your fingers in between the big toe, still holding onto the knuckle, pull the fingers in towards the body. So we're trying to track your big toe back into alignment with the foot if that big toe is going in towards your smaller toes. So the aim of moving through your toes and loosening the toes up is to allow for a better toe spread. So as you have the wider foot, that's going to create a really good base for the balance through, the stability through your feet. So we're just going to hold on again and take the forwards and backwards movement through the big toe, please. We're now going to start moving through all the toes as we come back down now. So first toe and your second toe, and we're going to take them in opposite directions. So just moving forwards and backwards, nice and slowly and controlled within your range of motion and mobility through those toes. We're going to now move down, please, to the second and the third. So again, forwards and backwards. And let's come back down now to the third and the fourth. And down now, please, to the fourth and the fifth. So forwards and backwards again. So loosening up through these toes, creating a little bit more movement and mobility in. and back up, please. So the fourth and the third. And let's come down now to the third and the second. And come to the second and the big toe, please. Now we're going to link fingers into those toes. Now hopefully this has got easier over time. We're now going to hold mid-arch, please, and circle that foot. So creating some more movement through the foot, helping loosen up the bones and the joints, and circle back in the opposite direction, please. And side to side. Now I'm just going to release that and give it a little bit of a move and a little bit of a wiggle through. Now just using your fingers, bring the fingers up the front of your foot. So we're giving it a nice massage through. And now taking the thumbs, just massage through your arch, please. Okay, we're now going to hold onto the top of the foot and give it a little bit of a twist. Just gently side to side, a little bit of a rotation through. And nice and easily, please, just take your leg out in front, give the hip a little bit of a rub through and rubbing through the quad. Now, we're going to take the other side. So please set yourselves up. Nice and gently, we're going to grab hold of the base of that big toe on the other side, and we're going to hold onto the big toe and circle through the foot, circle through the toe, sorry. So as always, we're going to keep a focus on our relaxed, controlled breathing. Circle back in the opposite direction, please. Taking a deep breath, please, just pull that big toe up and down. So just small movements up and down. We're just going to pop the fingers in between the big toe and move that big toe back in towards us. And let's now go forwards and backwards, please. Now with the forwards and backwards, we're going to start moving through the other toes as well, please. So our big toe and the second toe, taking them forwards and backwards, so opposite directions. And let's now move down to the second and the third, please. So let's move it down now to the third and the fourth. So looking at those toes, giving you the connection through the body, helps a little bit with getting them to move that little bit more. Come down, please, to the fourth and the fifth, forwards and backwards. And we're now going to move that back up, please. So let's come up to the fourth and the third toe. And let's now come up to the second and third. And we'll move back up now to the second and the big toe again. That's now going to come into holding your foot in the mid-arch and linking those fingers through the toes. Holding on mid-arch, and let's just circle the foot through, please. Circle back in the opposite direction. And let's just take the foot side to side, please. Now we're just going to release that and give it a little bit of a movement through, but start pulling the fingers through the front of your foot. So bring them up through the bone area in nice alignment through. Just releasing that foot, and then just with both thumbs, give it a nice little massage through the arch, please. Okay, so taking a deep breath now, we're going to release your foot out, please, and give the hip a little bit of a rub if we need to, and loosen up through your quad area. Big toe and toe movements are now done. So I'll get you to come back up into a standing position, and we're going to do a little bit of our foot strengthening now and moving through those toes again in a standing position. Okay, so when we're back into our standing position, just coming back to our nice postural alignment through and just rocking through those hips side to side. Taking a deep breath, we're just going to circle that back through. And circle back in the opposite direction, please. And bring the side to side. Let's come now into our little march, please. So just bring our little march back through. And again, let's just stabilize through the feet. So we're going to now again look down at those feet, repositioning if we're needing to. Shoulders, hips, knees, and tuck through the core. So just rock your feet side to side. So just have a movement through the feet. Now I want you to reposition, please, and find our neutral position and even balance. So let's focus on the base of the heel, the base of the big toe, base of pinky, and the digits coming down, and keep our core in nice and tight, please. So we're going to remember those positions. So when we are standing, and we just then relax through the knees, your hip bone area, that is our core, we're tucking it in, which will bring your bottom under slightly, and this is our nice postural position. So one of the things that you need to be in coming and having the awareness in your body is having this alignment when you're standing. So whether it be that you're talking to someone or you're washing your dishes, filling up the petrol, it's always have that awareness of, am I standing posturally? Am I kicking a hip out? Every time you have that hip out and you're standing in an unnatural position, you're going to cause imbalances, and we're wanting to realign and really be mindful of this position. I'll get you to bring our march back through now, please, and we're going to take a deep breath and just step one foot out in front, please. So again, nice alignment through, tight through your core. Take your deep breath, can look down at that foot, and we're going to raise the big toe up. So hopefully over this time of doing this series, your big toe is coming into a better alignment, and or you're able to raise it up a little bit higher. And or we're having the connection that the big toe is actually coming up separate to the smaller toes. Let's bring the big toe down, please, and raise the smaller toes without rolling your foot. Small toes down, please, and raising the big toe again. Putting the big toe down, raising the small toes. And we're now going to come through and do a quicker movement through with our switches, please. So tucking through, looking at those toes if we're needing to, please. Now switch, 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 and switch. So let's just bring those toes down, please. Come back to a march, and we're now going to take the foot out on the other side. Tucking through your core, please. Looking at the foot. First exercise we do is raising that big toe up. Now the big toe goes down, place small toes up without moving that foot. Small toes down, raising the big toe up. Big toe, small toes up. Small toes down, big toes up, and we're going to again come into your switches. So tucking through, looking at toes. Now switch, 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 and switch. So let's put the big toe down and bring our march back through. So now we're going to coordinate them together. So coming into our nice postural position and stabilizing through the feet evenly. So nice even balance, the base of the heel, base of big toe, base of pinky, and the digits down. Keeping our core in nice and tight, please take your deep breath and raise both big toes up. So I like to find a focus point at front to help me keep this balance and keep my neutral position through the feet. Now bringing the big toe down, small toes up. Again, we're raising them up, not rolling the feet. Small toes down and the big toe up, please. Big toe down, small toes up. Small toes down, big toes up. And bring the big toes down. Now just find that even balance again. We're going to keep it nice and tight through the core. We're going to raise your big toes up, please. Just going to work on some strengthening through the outside of your lower leg, and big toe down, small toes up, and raise the outside of the foot off, maintaining your arch, please. Small toes down, relax through. So take your deep breath in, raising the big toe up again. Take the big toe down, small toes up, and let's raise the outside of the foot off the ground just slightly. And bring the toes down, tight through the core again, big toe up. Big toe down, small toes up, and just raise it up slightly. So take your deep breath, stabilize through those feet again. So just get our nice balance through the base of the heel, base of big toes, base of pinkies, and the digits down. Now we're keeping again tight through core, digits going straight down onto the floor, and that's going to pull your arch up. So we're getting the strength through your arch, building that strength in there. Now just release the toes. Again, nice and tight through the core. Take a deep breath and put the pressure down onto the digits. And relax. Taking a deep breath in again, tight through core, deep exhale, and pressure down again. Nice deep breathing and release. Now we're just going to come back to a little bit of a march, please. Stabilizing through the feet, tucking through that core, and let's raise the big toes up. Now we're going to come to work the feet with our switches, please. So take your deep breath and switch, 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 and switch. So the big toes are up. Tight through core, please. Big toes down. And let's now take your little march. So they're the exercises that we're wanting to do regularly to focus on the strengthening through your feet to help improve your balance. So at the bare minimum of our Barefoot Back to Basics classes, these 3 sets of exercises are the ones you want to do continuously. If you can go back and do some of the exercises where we are working on the hips and we're strengthening through, again, it's going to be hugely beneficial for you, but this is where you start. So you may not have a full hour to do a full 1 hour session. If you've got a half an hour session, you can get these in and they're going to help you. So I'm now going to get you to please just bring a little bit of a march through, and we're going to remember when we started back at the beginning, and we're now going to look at how we can hold our balanced pose. So we are nice and tight through your core. I'm hoping that you're not going to need the chairs as much as you may have in the first session. But if you do, please have that chair next to you. We are going to raise the heel. Now get the balance through your supporting leg. So the base of the heel, base of big toe, base of pinky, and the digits are down again. We are tight through your core. Take your arms out to the side and raise your leg up into that 90-degree position. Now I'm hoping over the past 9 weeks that we've been doing these classes that your balance and stability is getting better in a one-legged pose. Going to get you to please bring that foot down and bring our march back through. And we're now going to come to the other side. So again, tucking through your core area, relaxing slightly through the knee. Now getting the base of the foot, base of heel, base of big toe, base of the pinky and the digits down. Lock the core in again. Please take your arms out and raise your knee into that 90-degree position. And bring it back down. So self-awareness is really important, and these exercises you come back and have a look at how that balance is improving. Now to finish up today's session, I'm going to come down onto the floor and just have a quick chat with you to a few things, a few little pointers and things to remember for the future to help increase the balance and to help you going into a path of better strengthening through the feet. So I'm going to see you very shortly down onto the floor. Come into a position where you're nice and comfy, grab yourself a cup of tea if you'd like, and have a chat with you very shortly. Okay, so thank you for joining me for our 9-week series in the Barefoot Back to Basics. I hope you're starting to see how important our being out of shoes is. Coming back to what we talked about in week 1 is the feet, and it's looking at the child's feet when we were born, and that is how we want it to be as we get later on in life. And unfortunately, due to, again, the shoes that we're wearing and or have worn over our lifestyle, we tend to end up with a foot that is more in a shape with a shoe. So what I'm going to come down to is, now that I have my shoes, and this is something for you to now be mindful of in the choice of shoes that you choose to purchase in the future. So working in the gym, working in the health and fitness industry, that's the normal shoe that you would buy in a shop. So we talk about a heel lift and a toe spring. So I'm going to pop it this way. So when you have the toe spring, you're essentially, you can see now, it's coming up. My big toe joint would be sitting here and it's now not moving. So that is generally why that big toe stops moving. And when that big toe stops moving, how you walk, the gait is affected. It is also triggering through upstream into your lower back, through your knees and through your hips. So when I now use these shoes, they are a 0-drop shoe. So they're a minimalistic shoe. I have a very, very small sole on this shoe, which as you roll it up, I can roll a shoe. That means that my foot at all times is working. The other big difference in the shoes is the alignment of the big toe. So in a normal standard running shoe, we are pushing your big toe in regardless. Your small toes are also being pushed in. You are not allowing for spread, the toe spread. Minimalistic shoe and or barefoot shoe, it allows the widest point from the big toe knuckle all the way over. And when you look at the difference between, that is my foot, that is what I wear now. So that's my lovely big foot. I do not know how I jammed my foot into that shoe. It's actually quite concerning when you actually go and look at a barefoot minimalistic shoe and what is. So again, now we come to dress shoes. So have got the heel raise, and it's tight. So where I am, it's not that easy to find the barefoot dress shoes, and we're in summer, so I have these awesome sandals that are earth runners, and they are the most comfortable pair of shoe that I have ever owned. I'm able to go on 8K walks and have absolutely no pain at the end of it, whether it be through my feet, through my hips, through my back. Best shoe ever. So they're the earth runners. Now, again with these, they have a very wide space for your feet to be able to move, for that to allow for your toe spread. The big toe is going to allow for the alignment through the big toe all the way through. So it's giving you space to move. These shoes, again, fold. So it's allowing for the movement through. So just be really mindful. And these are my other go-to shoes. They're another zero drop. So these are a zero shoe brand. Wide toe space. These for me are my handy chuck on, work in the garden, wear them. I wear these everywhere. So I wear them with jeans. I wear them with trackies. They are comfortable. They allow for the movement through. They allow for my toes to spread. And again, when you look at how did I get my foot into that, when that is now what I'm wearing, there is no way that I can get my foot into these shoes. Now I've been barefoot now and using the barefoot principles for a year. So it is amazing what can change in time. What we do come back to again is the difference with the zero drop shoe and any form of heel lift. So when you are looking at your shoes in the future, this is what you are being mindful of. When you have a zero drop through the foot, the alignment through from your shoulders, through the hips, through the knees, through the ankle. It's a nice straight alignment through. The minute you put a very small heel lift on, you are changing the direction of your ankle. It then will trigger through the knee, through the hip. The lower back is then out. You may have issues with the shoulder and the neck. So all these things are to be really mindful of in what shoes you purchase in the future. So we can do all the barefoot work and help create the balance and the strength through the feet, but we are always going to be changing and affecting that with the shoes that we put on. So be really mindful of what shoes you purchase in the future. Be mindful of what shoes you might purchase for your kids or your grandkids, and show them and share this information with them, because it's now here and there is knowledge. We have barefoot podiatrists, barefoot osteos and chiros, and there's barefoot physios. So they're really on a barefoot movement. If you look for more information on the website, I'm sure you'll find it. Look for the Foot Collective, and or just put in barefoot podiatrists, barefoot osteos. They are out there. And get yourselves out of those shoes as much as possible. So the next thing I'm just going to talk about is the equipment that you need, and or having that ball. Cheapest chips, $5. I get these balls from my local store, Kmart. $5 silicone balls, they're available, and or you can use those tennis balls. So the equipment that I use for the stabilizing through, we have $5 ball, again, the $5 slider. So we're going to use these as we have previously. Highly recommend you get one if you don't have them, because it's great for the hip mobility, nice and gentle to help you loosen up and move everything through. If you're wanting to progress, to add a little bit of balance, I have what's called a balance disc. So you can again find these generally in some shops and or online. Make sure you get a wide one for your feet to go on. Both feet come on and you stand. So I'll just give you a little demo of this one at the end. The other little things that we always have is that little bag of tricks to use for your toe mobility. So your little bowl with the hanky, little balls, rocks, bands, the toe bands, so putting the big toes over and helping them track through. So anything that you can use to help create movement through the toes is going to benefit you. So a couple of the other things we had talked about in helping create your toe spread are the wild toes and or toe spreaders. So there are a few of these brands, a few of these products out that are toe spreaders, so you can look them up, but that is going to help move the toes out if you are finding that you're really crunching them in, depending on what age you're at. If you are younger and your toes are coming in, you're definitely wanting to look at helping that, and the toe spreaders will help a lot. So that's pretty much all of my equipment, apart from the other thing that I find that I use, and as winter is coming, toe socks. So our socks are also tend to bring your toes in. So I have these lovely socks. I'll put a pair on actually, that are extremely warm, extremely comfortable, and they look really quite interesting, a very good topic of conversation. But toe socks, so have a look for toe socks. Everything that you can find, everything that I have here, I found online. These ones are in gingy socks, so they look absolutely stunning with toe socks and sandals. But the benefits far outweigh how they look. So I hope you've really enjoyed these sessions. I'm just going to get up now and I'm just going to show you how we use a balance disc, and then I'm going to wrap up for today. So coming into the standing position, just showing you these balance discs. You must be behind a chair to get on and off them. Today I don't have it just for filming purposes, demonstration purposes. With the balance disc though, it's helping you bring a little bit more balance into that whole body. Now, not everyone has access to them, which is why I haven't used them in our series. If you have one and or you can get hold of one, it's just going to help bring a little bit of an extra thing in to help you with the balance. So we're just able to help strengthen through the whole feet as well. With my classes, I get people to transfer weight from left through to right, and also from heels through to toes. So again, it's a case of having a chair in front of you though, and progressing over time. Eventually you're wanting to be able to do the movements without holding onto a chair. But if you have a chair, you just move to the hand, maybe one hand or a couple of fingertips to help. Now, this is where we do have a chair. Holding onto the chair as you bring yourselves off the balance discs. I'm just going to pop this one to the side. I'd like to thank you again for participating in our Back to Basics Barefoot series. I really hope you've learned something from it. I hope this is going to help, more than anything, improve your balance, build some strength through the feet, and give you better movement through your hips, through the rest of your body. So it's really important that we find the things that we can do that are going to help benefit our daily life and just have freer movement and mobility from our everyday tasks. So I really hope you have enjoyed our series. I hope we've improved a bit of the mobility through the big toe. Hope we've improved the balance. I'd love to hear your opinions, how you found things have worked for you. Do you have a better awareness of the body? Has your balance improved? Do we have better walking patterns, hip mobility? So let me know how you're finding it. Pop a comment down below for me. Also let me know what you may like to have me work on in the future. There's so many things that we can look at, especially with the barefoot training, and I'm happy to do what I can for you. So I'd like to thank you again for being here and participating in our series, and I look forward to seeing you in the future with some new exercise sessions. Thank you very much.